A family heirloom disappeared. A brother was blamed, and 3 years later, the truth came out of a kitchen sink. This happened in a small Ohio town, in a modest 2-story home where life was never flashy, but it was full of warmth. John was a math teacher. Lisa was a nurse. Together, they raised their 2 children, Gemma and Elliot. Growing up, they were close. In the backyard, under an old oak tree, Gemma made up the rules to every game, and Elliot happily followed along. They laughed a lot back then. They were the kind of siblings who seemed like they would always be in each other's corner. But as they got older, life pulled them in different directions. Gemma thrived. She was top of her class, captain of the debate team, earned a scholarship to a respected university, and landed a fast-paced career at a marketing agency in the city. Elliot moved at a slower pace. He went to community college, worked part-time in a grocery store, and quietly tried to figure out what his future was supposed to look like. Then Gemma got engaged. Her fiancé, Tom, came from a wealthy family, and when he proposed, he gave her a diamond ring that had been passed down for generations. It was more than jewelry. It was history, status, legacy. At the engagement party, the family home filled with a mix of small-town neighbors and polished city guests. Everyone celebrated, but Elliot felt the difference. He stood there trying to smile, feeling like he didn't quite fit in the world his sister was stepping into. Then, one ordinary Tuesday changed everything. Elliot had the day off and was upstairs in his room playing a video game. Gemma was home for the week helping their mother plan the wedding. When Gemma and Lisa came back from errands, they were laughing, carrying shopping bags, talking about flowers and guest lists. And then, a scream. Gemma had gone to the kitchen sink to wash dishes. She had taken off the heirloom ring and set it on the counter. A moment later, it was gone. She looked around. Only one other person was in the house. Elliot. Without hesitation, she accused him. She said jealousy had finally gotten the best of him. She said he must have taken the ring to sell it so he could leave town and finally make something of himself. Elliot was stunned. He said he didn't touch it. He said he never left his room. He said he didn't even know she had taken it off. But no one listened. When their parents got involved, everything spiraled fast. Lisa cried and asked how he could do this to his own sister. John didn't yell, but the look in his eyes said enough. They searched Elliot's room, closets, drawers, backpack, everything. They found no ring. But they did find a few $100s he had been saving from his grocery store job. Gemma pointed to the cash like it was proof. She said the ring was already gone. Elliot tried to explain that he was saving for classes. No one believed him. For days, the house turned into a courtroom. Confess, return it, tell the truth. They threatened to call the police. They told him he had disgraced the family. And after 1 week of accusations, they made a decision that would change his life. He had to leave. He was given 2 days to pack up everything. He stuffed clothes, books, and pieces of his old life into a backpack and a faded duffel bag. And as he walked away from the only home he had ever known, he looked back and saw Gemma standing at the window. For 1 second, he thought she looked unsure. Then she turned away. From there, Elliot did what people do when life breaks open beneath them. He survived. A high school friend named Ryan, who had recently returned from military service, offered him a couch. Elliot bounced between that couch and cheap motels, taking whatever work he could find. Dishwashing, dog walking, construction, anything. Eventually, he found steady work at a warehouse on the edge of town. The hours were long. The pay was modest, but it was enough to rent a room in a shared house. Piece by piece, he rebuilt. He cut off contact with his family. His mother left voicemails telling him to come home and make things right. His father sent short texts saying they needed to talk. Gemma even showed up once at the warehouse, but Elliot refused to see her. He told himself they were no longer his family. He focused on work instead. He earned a promotion to shift supervisor, started online classes in business management, built friendships with people who actually showed up for him. Still, holidays hit hard. A song in a store, a commercial on TV, a random memory, and the empty space where family used to be. Then, 3 years later, everything changed with one email. Subject line: "We need to talk." Elliot called his father and heard words he never thought he'd hear. The ring had been found. Gemma had accidentally knocked it into the garbage disposal while washing dishes that day. It had been sitting there the whole time, silent, hidden. Only when the disposal started making a strange grinding noise years later did a plumber take it apart and pull out the heirloom. The ring had never left the house, but Elliot had. The family was shattered by the truth. Gemma was devastated. John and Lisa were ashamed. All of them wanted to fix what they had broken. Elliot agreed to meet them, not because everything was okay, but because he wanted closure. They met in a quiet coffee shop in a neighboring town. His mother looked older. His father looked weighed down. Gemma could barely lift her eyes. At first, the words stumbled. Then the apologies came. His parents admitted they had failed him. They said fear had overtaken fairness. His father, a man who had always believed in logic, said he had replayed that week in his mind over and over again. His mother said she had kept Elliot's room untouched the entire time, hoping he might come home one day. Gemma cried as she apologized. She said she would never forgive herself for accusing him and destroying his place in the family. Elliot listened. And while they spoke, memories came rushing back. Childhood games under the oak tree. His sister defending him when they were younger. Laughter. Trust. Belonging. That's what made the betrayal hurt even more. He thanked them for apologizing, but he did not forgive them. Not yet. He told them healing would happen on his timeline, not theirs. When his mother asked for a hug, he couldn't do it. And for once, instead of protecting their feelings, he protected his own heart. After that, Elliot set boundaries. Minimal contact. Slow steps. A weekly phone call with his mother. Distance from Gemma. He started therapy with someone who specialized in family trauma, and that's when he realized the ring wasn't the only wound. What happened that week had exposed something much older. A lifetime of feeling overshadowed, misunderstood, less trusted, less seen. The accusation didn't create the fracture. It revealed it. Still, Elliot kept building. He earned another promotion, took on inventory management, started considering night classes at a state university. His shared apartment wasn't glamorous, but it meant something. It represented independence he had fought hard to earn. Then, 6 months later, another turning point came. A logistics company offered him a management job in a new city with better pay, health insurance, and a 401k. It was a real future, one he had built for himself. When he told his family, they reacted exactly how you might expect. His mother cried. His father tried to hide his disappointment. And Gemma took it hardest of all. She even showed up unannounced at his apartment and begged him not to go. But Elliot stayed firm. He told her this decision was about his life, not her guilt. He said their relationship was still too fragile for her wishes to outweigh his future. And honestly, that may have been the strongest moment of all. Because by then, Elliot understood something important. Forgiveness is not the same as pretending nothing happened. It doesn't erase damage. It doesn't restore lost time. And it definitely doesn't require going backward. The day the ring was found did not reset those 3 years. It simply opened a door. And through that door, Elliot didn't just find the truth. He found himself, his resilience, his boundaries, his dignity, his independence. He learned that repair is not built on one emotional apology. It is built on consistent action, patience, respect, time. Now he plans to stay in touch in a limited way. Weekly calls, holiday visits. No promises bigger than what he can honestly give. He's apartment hunting in a new city. He's nervous. He's excited. And for the first time in a long time, his future belongs fully to him. In the end, the heirloom never left the house, but the damage did. And when the truth finally came out of that sink, it didn't just clear Elliot's name. It revealed who had really been broken all along. Not the brother they cast out, but the trust they threw away. And now Elliot moves forward, not to reclaim the life they took from him, but to claim the one he built without them. And this time, he makes the rules. So now I want to ask you, is it just me, or was finding the ring not enough to fix what they did to Elliot? Would you forgive your family after 3 years of being blamed, thrown out, and forced to rebuild your life alone? Tell me in the comments, would you forgive them, or would the damage be too deep? And if you love stories like this that make you stop and really think, make sure you like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for Is It Just Me? Because the next story might have you changing your mind all over again.